Well, talking to a new friend of mine, we're both furries and he wanted to talk to me because I'm also a furry. I decided to check this out and I thought to myself, alright, let's talk about something silly. So he brings up that I'm old because he's 22 and I'm 30. And I'm joking about how I'm only running Windows 3.1. Jokingly down here he says, I thought you were on UwUntu. Guess not. UwUntu. Oh my god, I have it on a hard drive somewhere. And I thought he was talking about Ubuntu. No. Website. And
what is this?
It's real. What's up with that? The best weeaboo OS. Depends on if you want to look at this as a weeaboo situation or do you want to look at this as furry trash. Your call. Okay, I have no idea what this is, but I saw it real quick on GitHub and I thought to myself, let's check this out and see what it is. I don't really see it. I want to see at least like what I don't know. No, we're not doing that one. Here, let's just do furry Linux. Oh Jesus Christ. I'm gonna want to jump off a bridge, aren't I? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like being a furry and all, but I don't know. Some things don't need to have a furry version of it. Okay. Well, I downloaded this, so let's get to work on installing it and see what it looks like. Introducing the first release, Mochi Mango. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about something from the look of this. All it really looks like is just Ubuntu. That's it. It probably is somewhere. Download support, contribution, community support, make a question, UwUntu, bugs. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's really. Wow, really? That's a lot. That's 10,000 downloads. That's a lot, dude. I did not expect that. Customize your desktop. Your favorite apps pre-installed. That's actually smart. In this day and age, that's honestly the smartest one right here. This is questionable. Why is this on here? I can understand everything else, including Qubit Torrent, but still, Opera? Really? Opera? I really expected out of all of them, I figured they would put like Opera GX or Brave. What is this? I'm going to leave this open. I'm going to find out what the hell this is because I'm very curious. That is my mom, I think. Before we get started, one little thing I'm going to show you. If you've never used this before, I'm going to do an entire demonstration, but I will put points in the video of where to stop. If you don't want to watch this, go ahead and skip to the next chapter. So, first of all, we're going to go ahead and get started with Virtual Machine. How do you get Virtual Machine and where is it located? Now, if you've never made one of these before, it's pretty straightforward and easy. You can get this version. My version's a little bit older, and for some reason, it won't update properly, but it's not a big deal for this. They're pretty much all the same. Go ahead, click on that big button, get yourself the Windows host, because let's face it, you're not on OS X, and you're not on Linux, and you're not on Solaris, because let's face it, if you're on this one, if you're on Linux, you don't need my help. Let's be real. If you're on OS X, it's a little bit different, but there's no real major differences, but whatever. So go ahead, download that, install it, enjoy. Once you have it installed, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to New. We're just going to type in. It doesn't know that it's that, so we're just going to say it's Linux. And because this is literally an Ubuntu base, we're going to do that. And because I have enough to spare, we're going to give it 4096. So, before I go any further, let me tell you what I've done so far. UwUntu, it's literally the name of the OS. Type that, really? There you go. And then you're going to pick a place to put it. Now remember, when you do this, this is where your machine folder is going to be, which means if it's under this folder right here, this is where it's going to sit. That means the bigger the folder, the bigger it is. So the bigger, like if you give it a 150 gig hard drive, this is going to fill up to 150 gigs at some point. Remember that. We're going to go here. And now we're going to see that. All right, we're going to change this. We only need like 25 gigs. We're not doing anything major with it. I'm going to go next. All right, it's ready to be played with. Now this is where you can go ahead if you've downloaded the ISO, whatever. I probably should have explained this. If you didn't figure out how that works, all you need to know is when you click on it, download, you're going to click the download now. Pick a way to download it. It doesn't really matter which one you click on as long as you get the .iso file. When you get it, what you're going to do is you're going to click right here, click that open. You're going to go to add. Wherever you downloaded it, that's where it's going to be. So mine's going to be under big downloads, and that's it. Done. So choose. All right, see, it already knows. Now we're going to start it. I'm going to shut that up, maximize this, and we're going to let it start. You know how I knew immediately that this was Ubuntu regardless? Is one, the name gave it away, and that right there. This kernel requires an x64, but only detected an IA6 CPU. Unable to boot. That's not a big deal. We can fix that. So if that happens, do yourself a favor. Just remove it. Delete all files. You're not missing anything. Just redo the same thing. You're going to make sure, and you're going to go down to, you're going to change this from Microsoft to Linux to Oracle. Oracle, we want Ubuntu 64. Now I'm going to change this up to 4096. That's 4 gigs. Going to create Ubuntu. We're going to change that to 25. Got to power it on. Now we're going to do the same thing, but this time we should be able to pull it down, and it should be right. Okay, maybe not. We're going to pull that up. For shiggles, we're just going to straight up install it. It's just basic install crap. You're not missing anything. Literally, I'm going to skip most of this. All right. Make sure if you ever install Ubuntu, always install third-party software. You want that, trust me. Good God, that took forever. No, we're not doing any of that shit, so we're going to skip that for now. Canonical Live Patch helps keep your computer secure by applying some updates that would normally require restarting. You're like, sure. The reason my password is Lupus is because it's never Lupus. No, we're not doing that then. I don't want to do that right now then. No. Oh. Done. Yay. I'm glad somebody knows that joke. Okay. Time to explore this thing. What is this? Auto suspend and screen disabled. Okay, that's an interesting feature. Okay, update software will be installed since Ubuntu 21.05 was released. Do you want to install it? Install now. Interesting. Okay, I've just never seen it look like this before. Actually, let me see display settings. No, automatically send usage data. No. Do that. Can I? Okay. What is the fucking? No, shut the fuck up for now. I just want to minimize that. Why is it 800 by 600? What was it? Just gonna do view scale mode view. Oh, it was host view scale. Full scale mode is host F, so it should be. The password for the hearing? No. This minimize you. I think. Crap, I don't remember what it is, so hang on, we're just gonna make it simple. I've done it before, I just don't remember what the host key is. we'll figure it out as we go along. We don't need it at the moment, so it ain't a big deal. 1920. These are some weird ass things, but okay. Alright, apply. I guess it didn't like being set in that. Okay. We're just gonna do, yeah, it's already set. Well, no, we can go up to this. Let's just do that. That's a little bit nicer. That's fine. Okay, it actually finally looks like a real operating system. Okay. Well, okay, I'm not, I don't know. I guess that's okay. I mean, I can dig it. Alright, that's really pretty. It's cherry blossoms. You have my attention. I like it. Alright, so did, whatever. I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm not a big fan of how it looks because apparently they decided to take away the sidebar right here, and it's slightly annoying. Christ. So as I'm playing Fortnite and waiting for this goddamn thing to hurry the fuck up, I accidentally fall to my death because I'm stupid. Anyways, it says restart. Oh my god, this took for freaking ever! Yeah, let's just restart it. I swear to god, I think this thing took like 15 minutes. I don't know what it was doing for 15 minutes! Nothing in Ubuntu should take this long! So let's... If I can't get... if I fucking can't get Discord to work, I give up. I've got 2 different versions of Discord, and each one of them is like, you need to install something else. And I tried to install to the newest level or whatever, and it's like, sorry, you still can't do that. And it's like, what do you want from me? So, I mean, okay, let's try it now, see if it does anything different. There's that, and then there's, if we type in... We'll try Discord Canary as well. Apparently it wants me to... Jesus, dude! Seriously? Oh my fucking Christ. Just fucking install the goddamn thing already. I've told this to download like 20 times. Okay, it's probably like 5 or 6. Okay, let's just see if this works. Jesus, could that have taken any fucking longer to download? God damn, son. I just want to see what the difference is. I don't know what Discord Canary has. Discord Canary is the alpha test release of the popular community software, just like Chrome Canary and other Canary branded software. Discord, okay. So it doesn't really look like there's anything new on there, but it's essentially Ubuntu, and that's it. That's literally all it is Ubuntu. You're not missing anything. If you just want a cute version of it, there are thousands of forks. Okay, like, let me point this out real quick before I get done. If you want something to fuck around with and you paid attention to how to install things, I'm going to show you real quick what you can do, okay? Damn it. If you ever just want to fuck around, here you go. Click on this picture off to the side, and you can go in and you can see every type of branch, and you can even click on them. Now, more than likely, are these going to take you to them? No, they're always going to take you to something like this. And in order to find it, just copy this part, grab it, go here, open the web page, and just see what comes up. This is called Vector Linux Distro Watch. It's a small distribution, abbreviation is Linux distribution for x86 platforms based on the Slackware, blah, 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 initial release date. Is it still going? Oh, no, this one's not going anymore. You could still download it, though. It looks like it wants to sort of be a cross. Okay. Yeah, so it looks sort of a cross between. Well, it got up to 64, so that's pretty good. It looks like it's sort of a cross between Ubuntu, a little bit of Fedora, and obviously it's Slackware. I don't know anything about Slackware, so I couldn't tell you the first thing. But it had a little bit of feel to it. So here's all the Slackware distributions. Let's see what you are. We're gonna pull that up real quick. That's under the Debian. Ubuntu and UwUntu, like I'm on now, is under the Debian category. You can always get just Debian if you want. Operating system market. Gitar OS. I don't know. You'd probably have to like go and hunt that bitch down because I don't feel like looking for it. So obviously, and you can look through them all and you can be like, oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. And it is. It's really ridiculous, honestly, because this work by chance. It's not wanting to like lessen up for me, and it's like really annoying. There we go. You can go to check these out. There's Debian, and then there's also what is that? I can't see what that says because I made it too small. Oh, that's Red Hat Linux. Okay, so you got Red Hat. So you've got Red Hat, and then obviously, if you've heard any of these OSs, your best bet, if you're like, oh, I don't know what it is, just do yourself a favor and just go look it up. So Enoch Linux is the reason Gentoo exists, and Utodo, and then all that Funto, Chromium. And this is actually the funniest thing. If you've ever owned anything Chromium based, you have run Gentoo and you didn't know it. The reason Gentoo OS is actually a really good operating system is because there's a thing on G that I heard a very long time ago on 4chan, which was Gentoo or Gentoo, however you want to pronounce it, is one of two things. It's either the easiest thing for you to install or it's going to be the most complicated thing to install. Pick your poison situation. And once it's installed, I've heard, different things that Gentoo is one of the most stable operating systems. Now, I don't know if that's true. I've never personally used it outside of Chromium, so I don't know. But I have heard the System Rescue CD is supposed to be really good. Don't quote me on that. I have no fucking clue. Then there's Arch Linux. That's pretty popular. A lot of people love this. A lot of people love Kali Linux. I've never heard. I want to know more about Chakra Linux. Oh, you know what? Hold on a minute. My bad. Okay, so yeah, it was a distribution. What did it look like real quick? Let's get a little glance at this. It's not bad. I mean, obviously, it's sort of obvious what its operating system was once. It didn't look like a bad operating system. I could find it, probably find just one copy of it and be like, oh, this is what it does. Then, obviously, you have a bunch of these, like, little one-off things, like little projects people did to test out their own version. It probably has, like, their own web browser and stuff, like Gobo Linux or Vbox. Now, if you want to find a really fun one, get Puppy Linux. Puppy Linux is actually really cute and adorable, and I'm not sure what it's based on, but I forgot. I think Puppy Linux is Slackware, Sega CD Live. Sage CD Live. I thought that said Sega. Well, if you swap around those WebOS. Now, if you didn't know this, what's funny about WebOS that a lot of people actually don't know is that WebOS is what you're using if you don't have like a dedicated operating system on your TV or like what Fire Stick OS is or something like that. WebOS is the essential thing that you're using, and if I'm right, that should be just basic, I think Android, or it's a type of Ubuntu that you can tinker with. But there are a lot that I always suggest. If you've never seen them before, you should always go in and just see what like all different different things on there are. They're fun to play with. You can't really fuck Linux up too much unless you like actually go out of your way to do it kind of thing. That's what I've been told. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it was eating that. Yeah, like I said, it just, some of these will just keep going and going and going and going. Linux Mint Debian. Linux Mint saved my freaking like sanity for a long time. I don't know what AV Linux is. You know what I want to do one day? I want to do an entire series where I'm just going to grab, I'm going to start at the very top of Slack OS, and I'm going to start right here. And I'm going to keep finding, I'm going to go through Slack, and I'm just going to go through all of the top, and then I'm going to keep going this way, and I'm going to download every one of them at some point. And I'm just going to keep downloading and deleting them over and over, and we're going to keep doing that as a series. We're going to go through every one that I can like specifically find. So then we'll go to SUSE, then this, and maybe I'll learn a tiny bit of coding in the middle, then Tiny, what was that, Tiny, Slackware, Tinyware, call it Tinyware. Go through all these, the branches of the branches. I'm guessing these two are really closely related, just like those are really closely related. Or it might be the time in which they were released. Probably the time in which they were released. And if you didn't realize it, sometimes you'll have like Goblin X that'll go into Imagine OS. And then a lot of times you'll just have it to where like right here, it'll branch off from this over to this. And you'll have more and more branches. The more you do this, like this right here, Slackware ARM, that means if you ever see an ARM, that usually means it can be put on an Android. But it's pretty cool to see them and how far, you know, how many different ones work out and how many times it branches. Because it'll start with like this right here is Ubuntu, obviously. This is Debian. So what's great is Debian probably has the most forks out of every one of them in comparison. You have, literally, you can't really fuck it up. You just get a different one and it does something different. That's like Ubuntu Touch, right there. There you go. Linux Lite, all of these are literally just branches of Ubuntu. Crunchbang is even. If you don't know what Crunchbang is, you should look it up. It's a pretty simple simplicity. Like Lindows, nobody uses Lindows. Most of these, so let me explain real quick. When it comes to Linuxes, the thing you gotta realize is most of these are dead. You're never gonna see these again. Nobody actually uses most of these. And I'm not saying that to be negative, I'm saying that to be truthful. It's just over the years, you're gonna see people who are like, this is so cool, this is so wild, I should try to fork it off. No, stop forking off. Just stick with what you got, because you're the only person out there who's gonna think this, because you got Slackware, Debian, which leads off into Ubuntu, which we're just going to say Ubuntu in this circumstance. How do you pronounce it? Skolinux? Then you got Red Hat. I don't even know what this is, but apparently it branched the fuck off like crazy. And then during the Red Hat district situation, you have this, and it goes on with this, and blah, blah, blah. Then Enoch, like I said, and you have Arch Linux, and then all of these little things that are in the middle of it, you know, which is pretty cool. DOS Linux, Rock Linux. And then there's not just, when you say Linux, some people will get mad and be like, excuse you, that's not Unix. What you're referring to is Unix, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. I'm just doing it a catch-all term, okay? I know that. Smart people know that. We just don't give a fuck. There's a difference. There's so many, nobody fucking cares anymore. Like I said, it just keeps going and going. And TinyCore is pretty cool if you want to learn how to like do your own Linux kind of thing. And here we go. And the newest one up till now, it doesn't seem like there's been anything since like 2019. Nothing new. Well, maybe. That is, so this line is about in the middle of 2019 and 2020. Closest thing is probably that system or UX, I don't know. Oh, System Rescue. This one, the newest one is closest to 2020. Let's see what the newest one is. Okay. What in the world? AV Linux. That's pretty close. That's probably the closest. Raspberry Pi OS, that's pretty good. That was, it's been branched off into all these other ones right here. Yeah, so it looks like the closest next one would probably be AV Linux. Don't know what that is, but it's probably still active because it's actually younger than Raspberry Pi OS. So let's look at this real quick. So AV Linux is a Linux-based distribution operating system aimed for multimedia content creators, available for the i36 and x86 64 architecture, with a kernel customized for maximum performance and low latency audio production. It has been recommended as a supported Linux platform for Harrison Mixbus. I'll tell you right now, that sounds cool. That sounds really neat. But I'm going to be honest, I cannot honestly take this seriously when it comes to mixing and editing and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to need stuff like Camtasia and FL Studio, and I'm not going to put that stuff in Wine because that's too much freaking work. Forget that. Alright, well anyways, I think that's really it. There's nothing more to see here. If there are some others maybe that I missed, it wasn't on purpose, but I think that's cool enough, and I had fun doing this. So as per usual, if you liked my video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're new to my channel, please check out my other videos, and I hope you have a fun rest of the night or day, whatever you're doing. I'm gonna go to work now, so later.